Welcome to Realistic Fitness and SSUPirates.com, brought to you by Adidas. And as always, I'm strength and conditioning coach Angelo Gingerelli. On this episode, we're back in my kitchen, which still looks suspiciously like my office at Seton Hall. But we're going to talk about pre-game meals and pre-workout nutrition and how you can really get the most out of your workouts and feel great by determining what you eat before that workout. We encourage all of our student athletes to eat healthy all the time, but we know that's not always possible. One thing we can't control is our pregame meals. Most of our teams eat their pregame meal 3 to 4 hours before the event starts, and we focus on complex carbohydrates, particularly whole grain breads, brown rice, and whole wheat pasta, vegetables, and some kind of lean protein source, probably a skinless chicken or a lean cut of beef. Now, while a pregame meal might not make sense in your individual lifestyle, one thing you can control is your pre-workout meal and what you eat before you go to the gym to make sure you have a great workout. One thing you want to look at for your pre-workout nutrition is focus on having enough carbohydrates to get your body through that training session, a little bit of fat and protein to make you feel full, and then limit your fat intake and limit your sugar intake, because we found out when you eat really sugary foods, you get a spike of energy right away, and then you die out right away. So if you're going to go to the gym for an hour, you might feel great for the first 15 minutes, but that'll quickly fade. There's a ton of commercially available bars and shakes that are great pre-workout supplements, but the thing is they vary greatly in terms of taste and quality. What I would recommend is going out and trying a lot of them, deciding what you like, and once you commit to a brand and a flavor, look to wholesale clubs or the internet to buy in bulk and save yourself some money. And while all those bars and shakes are great, one of the best pre-workout meals that we forget about a lot is the all-time classic peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you're doing a whole grain bread, that's plenty of carbohydrates to get you through a pretty long and grueling workout. Peanut butter has a little bit of fat and a nice amount of protein to make you feel full, and jelly will provide a little bit of sugar just to get you going in the early phases of that workout. Earlier this month at Seton Hall, our athletes participated in the Peanut Butter and Jelly Challenge, where they made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for less fortunate people throughout New Jersey. It was a great cause. They made a lot of sandwiches and everybody had a great time. Personally, I eat peanut butter and jelly every day for lunch, so every week in my own personal peanut butter and jelly challenge. Okay, so we got time for a viewer question, and this is Justin from Short Hills, and he writes in, do you recommend plain water or sports drinks during and after workouts? It's a great question. I think the answer largely depends on who you are and what your goals are. If your goals are to be a peak level athlete and really perform well and get the most out of every single workout you do, then you probably want to look at sports drinks, largely because you're expending tons of energy. You want to replace that as quickly as possible and keep your carbohydrate level relatively high and take in electrolytes that you lost while you're sweating. If you're kind of more of a regular Joe that's trying to lose some weight or control your body weight, I think you want to look more towards water, mainly because as good as sports drinks are, if they taste good, they have a lot of sugar in them, and with sugar comes a lot of calories. So if you're trying to control your total caloric intake, you want to look mainly towards water and maybe stay away from sports drinks. Hope that answers your question, Justin, and that's going to be it for this episode of Realistic Fitness at SSUPirates.com.